Hello, this is Tricia from Tricia's Cards and Crafts. This time, for this project, I want to make a holder to put this pen in. Now, I'm not going to be able to put any. I could make it out of DSP, but I haven't got any that's long enough. Actually, I could put some DSP on the back. So if I haven't actually put this on yet, I just need to cut this to 5 3/4. Oh, I have to use my other by 2 inches. So a piece of DSP 2 inches by 5. I'll make it 5 1/2 so it doesn't go right to the end. There we go. Right, and I'm going to stick this on. Oh, it's not 5. It's 5 1/4, so it should be 5 inches. Let me just get that off a second. Make it 5. There we go. 5 inches. There we go. And we've got a little edge. Actually, I might just make it slightly smaller. I'm going to trim off a little bit on the edge. Just a tiny bit. Because it's going to be... Let's see. Right. Now. Right, that'll do. There we go. So I'm going to stick this on first. And it's going to come out. There we go. Don't want it going out. The edge is not too close to the edge, but I do need it to the edge ish. And then here we go. So I'm going to stick that down. It doesn't matter which way up because only needed to be one side. There we go. So stick that down there, and I'm going to score at 2 inches. Don't need this 2 inches. Need it to be 1.5 inches. Oops, take that out. 1.5, 1 inch, and I'll turn that round, and just 1/2 inch on. I also scored it at 2 inches. So when I for the card, you need to score it at 2 inches as well. And then on the long side, you need to score it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then I turned it round and did it again at 1 inch and 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to cut away those two and those two and that one and that one, and I'm going to notch those. Might just cut that off slightly, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I'm going to cut this one away and these away. And I'm going to notch this one, and I'm going to cut a little bit off the end there, and then off this side I'm going to just notch those two in as well. Okay, now I'm going to score them. So I used a piece of, sorry, I should have said, a piece of cardstock which measured 7¼ by 2¼ and then there's a piece of DSP which was 5 inches by just under 2 inches. So let's just put DSP 5 inches by 1 7/8 of an inch. Okay, right, and now I'm going to score on all these folds, so make sure they're scored at 1/2 inch, 1 inch and 1½ inches, and then again at 2. Oops, I didn't do the 1½. I did the 2 instead of the 1½. There we go. This also helps to keep the DSP stuck. Make sure it's all stuck down nicely. And then on the long side, it's just scored at the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. Just make sure that is the 1, and the same on the other end, 1/2 inch and 1. There we go. Now I'm going to use some of my red liner tape for this one because it's quite narrow and I want to make sure that it's right stuck to the edge. That's got some narrower one. There we go, some red liner tape. Just because this is quite a narrow piece, it's only 1/4 inch wide, so I don't want, and I want this to come as close to the edge as possible. I didn't want it to go right over the edge. And even if I use tear and tape, it wouldn't really work. And I'm just going to cut this off. I'm not going to use my paper snips for this one. I'll use my, because this does tend to make your scissors, your blades sticky. So make sure that's nicely stuck down on there. And then I'm going to take the end off. Should have some nails, would help. And then I'm going to fold that to there and just bring this edge over. There we go. So now we have our pen holder. So I'm going to just fold that end in. I could stick it down, but I'm not going to, because then, actually I might do, because doesn't want to stay in. Right, just put a tiny little bit of glue on the end and I'm just going to push that down there, and I'm going to use my pen which I'm going to put in to push it down. No, it's not. Aha, this is going to be fun. I obviously can't reach down inside. Ah, I know. I have somewhere a pokey tool. Might use this. It's nice and long and thin, and I should be able to poke it down inside and make sure that it's held down. There we go. I think that's it. Actually, if I try using the other end. There we go, that's better. There we are. So use a pokey tool to get down inside. Anything long and thin would be fine. And then I put my pen inside. There we go. It's a nice little snug fit, and I just pop my end down to keep it in. Now I just wanted to put a little message on the front, on the top, so I'm just going to use, it's not really wide enough for me to put this on, but I do want to put it on, so I'm going to use some stays on, not some stays on, Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm just going to put this on here. This strip is about 3 3/4 by an inch. Oops, there we go. And there's the I'm going to use my banner punches, which is in the autumn winter catalogue. Just make sure that is centered. That's it. And it's very close. And again, just check. There we go. Actually, I can put it all the way down. There we go. Oh, that wasn't straight then. If I just take the end off there, because it wasn't centered and I didn't check. Right, let's see if I've got that center now. There we go. And that really does just fit. I'm going to try and trim this down with my little mini trimmer, which is also available at the moment still. Here we go. And just want to try trim a little bit more off. There we go. And a little bit at the top, this side. There we go. Yes, that's better. So it just fits. And there we go, I'll put that on there. I might just put it on with some dimensionals. And so I think I might just put a piece. Got some Daffodil Delight ruched ribbon. I'm just going to cut a piece of this and put this underneath. So a bit of Daffodil Delight ribbon. I might make it, I need to make it smaller than that. So just make it to here. There we go. And I'll attach that with, I'll just put some of my Stampin' Seal. Just use a little bit of that to hold it down. There we go. I'll just put that. Oops. About there. Push that down. That should have been the bottom. Never mind, it's the top now. And then we'll put these on top. There we go. There we are. So let's celebrate you. And we've got another little gift to give to somebody. Okay, so there's the pen holder. If you want any of the instructions, any of the measurements, I've got the measurements here. So we've got a piece of cardstock, 7 1/4 by 2 1/4, scored at half and 1 at both ends on the long side, and on the short side scored at half-inch increments, so half an inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2 and 2. So you'll have 1/4 inch left over. You need to cut off 3 of the segments of, well, it's 4 altogether, but and then do all the scoring. I added a piece of DSP which was 5 inches by 1 7/8. It might have been 15/16, but it's near enough, just a little bit shorter than the 2 inches. And then a piece of Whisper White, which I probably managed to cut down to about 3/4 inch by 3 3/4, and then I used the banner punch on that. The piece of ribbon was probably about 4 3/4 inches. It might have been 5 inches, and then I just snipped them off. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you need any, if you've got any queries, if you want anything else, if you've got any other questions, please let me know, and I'll get back to you. You can always put the comment in below, or you can email me at triciascards@yahoo.com. Sorry, not co. And please give me a thumbs up if you like this little project, and if you want to subscribe and to be told when I post next, click on the subscribe button and the little bell icon, and then you'll be notified every time I post another video. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.